Yasu Malaka. A Louisiana teacher sentenced to 41 years in prison for serving her students cupcakes laced with her husband's sperm. Great. Another woman that doesn't swallow. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, part 98.
Oh, a really good kisser. Just sends me to the moon. Hold hands. That touch just feels very intimate and special. My name is Becky. I really love a manly man. I want to run my fingers through your chest hair, and I want to feel protected. I do really like to work on myself. I read a lot of books on how I can better myself, and I recently quit smoking. I enjoy working on my fitness, and I think that you will enjoy that I work on my fitness too. I want someone that has my photo in their wallet and my photo on their desk, and I would love to have your photo in my wallet and your photo on my desk, and have some wine and get to know each other and maybe rub each other's legs under the table. That's what you know. That's what I would really like.
She definitely swallows. Oh, is the recorder on? I'm sorry. So if Laura Metcalf from Uncle Buck had sex with Wilma Flintstone, there's no way this woman is still single. Like, there's no way. There's no way. But ladies and gentlemen, this is how they used to do online dating back in the day. Not even online dating, record these, private messages on, VHS tapes. And I forgot what VHS stands for. Video Home Stereo System. I mean, in her case, it could stand for sex. The point is, this is all we had in the 80s, 90s. Now today, it is complete shit. Lots of scams out there. A lot of AI pictures. Women looking like I don't know if porcelain dolls had sex with mannequins. Nothing is real anymore. And then when you do talk to a woman, or a guy, or a combination of both, it's 2026. You never know who the fuck you're talking to. The point is, it's pretty crazy out there, But you know what isn't crazy, ladies and gentlemen? Selfless plug time. That's right. It's time to advertise my podcast, the most unsuccessful podcast in human history. I don't care what Artie Lang says. Mine is way worse. But to my 3 fans out there, thank you for, thank you for the support. I'm sure you're just tuning in for the Family Guy clips, but at the same time, it still means a lot. But if you'd like to subscribe, it is at the Malaka Podcast 416 on YouTube. And then on TikTok, if you want to see some, what I like to think are funny videos, random funny videos, are they as funny as these? Who knows? But if you want to check it out, it's at the Malaka Podcast 416-647. That is until they shut me down for the 4th time. I've already been shut down 3 times because I don't know. I can't put up a clip from 1972 without it getting flagged. And then there's people out there, watching movies in theaters, recording it, and getting millions of hits. So can I figure out this fucking algorithm in my mid 40s almost? No. Do I bother to? No, of course not. I'm just going to keep trying. But go back on YouTube, put in at the Chuck Norris channel. If you like Chuck Norris, you'll be very happy. So there you go. 3 things that'll make you happy, during this future March break in 2026. or whenever the fuck you want to listen to it. It's up to you. I don't care. But you know what I do care? Finding a stable woman. And it is very hard to find one. Very hard. This one woman I tried to make sense of a little while ago. It just, my God. Listen, I'm not going to say where she's from, but, small towns, they have problems too. And, the odds of me meeting this woman one day are pretty rare. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, it just, it's pretty crazy. I mean, she had her own thing on TikTok as well. That's not where I met her. I met her on a dating website there. But it's weird because and this is how, again, I don't want to sound paranoid, or I don't really care who killed John F. Kennedy. I'm one of these people. If somebody wants you dead, you're dead. Plain and simple. It's just the way it is. But God rest his soul, of course. But at the same time, there's violence everywhere. And she was telling me all these crazy stories and things she's got to put up with, and I'm going to get into that. But at the same time, you enter this beautiful vortex that is, TikTok videos, and you just want to go to bed, watch some videos before you go to bed, and before you know it, it's 2 hours later, and you scrolled for nothing, absolutely nothing. But for some reason, her videos would always show up in my feed, and I never subscribed to her channel, nothing. So, I guess they must put it together, and there was some kind of documentary that came out where just everything is connected. Your Facebook, your TikTok, your email, all this fucking shit, So are we being watched? Absolutely, And I don't know. Someone's getting paid, so it ain't me. That's for damn sure. But I would see her do these videos, and I don't know. I guess for the most part, they're pretty tame videos, but a lot of times she would complain about stuff, and she didn't seem like a very happy person. She didn't seem like a very uplifting, and kind of a sadness to her. You know what I mean? I mean, there's some happiness there, but I don't know. I got a feeling that she's brought down because of a lot of things in her life. And, maybe this is a good outlet for her, So, again, I'm not judging. I got the shitty podcast going, so to teach his own, But it's just weird that it would always show up in my feed. So, go figure. But do I believe in conspiracies? Not really. Do I believe in conspiracies? Maybe a little. Point is, ladies and gentlemen, I got a good little conversation going here, and, I was hoping maybe something could happen. You never know. Sometimes you just dribble and shoot, and you see what happens. So, but a lot of times she would try to explain things to me. I don't know what she was talking about a lot of times, and, she'd go on her little rants, and, she would, say she was bored, and she would text me that, so I'm bored and kind of horny. So, what am I supposed to do about that? I can't do much. I really can't. I could be a black guy. My hammer is still not that long to. What am I gonna do? We just keep talking here. Maybe one day we connect. Who knows? She sent me a picture, and it had some text in there. It says, "I like people who give me expensive things like time, loyalty, and honesty." That's nice. That's nice. But then she sent me sweet messages too. There's so many things I can think of right now that we could do, being kissing and cuddling. So, I think on some level she likes me. I don't know why. I never understood why any woman likes me. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If Vince Vaughn, Jack Black, and Kevin James had a kid, not that these guys can't get laid, I'm sure they do. Okay, I'm sure they do. But you know, when you put them all three, all three of them together, you sprinkle a little Curly in there from the Three Stooges, and that's me. So I never understood it. I don't get it. I'm getting to a point in my life where, I guess being half Greek, half Italian, I literally have more hair in my nose than I do my head. So, that's always fun. A nose hair trimmer I did buy a little while ago, and, I'm pretty sure I would have suffocated by now if I didn't. But the point is, why not? She's being very nice. I'm like, let's entertain this. Why not? I don't think it's a scam so far. Has there been scams before? Oh, fuck yes. You can't have, how many shows is this? 98, 99? I'm losing track here. Fuck. Close to Gretzky here. And, yeah, you sense that a few criminal activities here, and people up to some shit. So, but again, let's give her the benefit of the doubt, huh? And then she's telling me like, some stuff about her people that she knows, or family, whatever, and like her ex was drunk trying to get in her house. It was a whole thing. So I think at this point she was telling me like, okay, now I remember. She was trying to tell me, it's a very weird thing here. Like she's got a lot of problems going on here at once here, and she's like, okay, I'm going to try to help out everybody, which is nice, but I've learned in life you can't help everybody at once. It's almost impossible. So, but then she had like this one neighbor she was trying to help out, her friend there, and the drunk guy would always get involved, and her ex, whatever, and it's just a whole weird thing, it's And then I made a joke. I said, "You ladies pick the worst guys." And she goes, "True." And I'm just fucking around, just trying to lighten the mood here. I even told her, I said, seriously, I do worry about your safety. I mean, it seems like you're not in a very safe area. It almost felt like she was telling me that there's a lot of break-ins in the area and all that shit. And, and she said she has a kid. And, it's a whole thing there. I mean, basically, I'll put it to you like this. She's had a problem with, like a substance, per se, in the past. And, it's one of those situations where she's got to separate herself from, her family a little bit. And I think she left her kid somewhere else with some family member. And, she's kind of down because her kid feels like, she, she left him, and that's understandable. I get it, and and then again, she's like against more sadness. She's like, I may have to leave here eventually, though. I have no one here, I'm quite leaky on my own. What? Oh, literally. Oh my God. Okay, that was a misspelling, but could it be a Freudian slip? Who knows? But yeah, I get it. Like a lot of times when you start over, you just want to, it gets a little lonely. I understand. I get it. So I asked her, like, you said your son and friend are there. Because before, like, she said that she had people there, and now she doesn't. She's all over the place. So then she said, well, it's actually, in another place, but I have my friend, her youngest is somewhere else. He was in a certain group home and living with me. So he went almost all the schools. Kids didn't like him, and there was a hit out for him, so they moved him. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned before, I'm half Italian, so, correct me if I'm wrong here, but when someone has a hit out on you, that means they want you dead. And I said, is this what you mean? And she said, yes. He posted something on a social media website. I'm not going to mention which one. And to all of his to all the high school kids, and offered rewards to hurt and or to kill him. People got sued. So CAS decided to move him for safety. I don't know what CAS is. You guys can figure that out yourselves. So I figured, fuck it, I'll look it up. And out of all of them, it says here, Children's Aid Society. So I'm assuming that's it. All right. So I'm like, wow, this is getting fucked. I'm like, what did he do? So then she said, so I hope the next place is safer for me. His only means of communication for years was anger. So he did a lot of bad things. So when you ask someone, like, what did that person do, and they just trail off, it must be some fucked up shit. So again, I'm like what? And then she says, like he used to call people, let's just say a certain word for black people that you should never use. He told everyone to fuck off, trashed property, got into fights. I'm like, okay, well, that'll do it. I'm like, how old is this kid that he's, I don't know, seems like a fucking young Daniel Carver or something. And then, he's I'm not gonna say the age, but he's, pretty young, still in his teens, whatever. He's got special needs, she said that. And I said that's no excuse. I mean, it doesn't mean you get like a free pass to fucking everything. But he has changed in many ways. She said, and I'm like, well, he better have. And then she said, well, why do you think he's not with me? He needed more help than I could give him. And yes, special needs is real. It's easier to manage when you know what treatment is needed, etc., which is true. And she told me like he went like 6 years without a diagnosis, and only way to find out 6 years before the doc forgot the results to the genetic testing. That turns out that he's got some kind of syndrome. I have no idea what the fuck this is. It looks like a code. On top of other stuff. And I'm like, you're saying the doctor forgot to say something or prescribe it a certain way, whatever, So, look, ladies and gentlemen, you can see through my archive of podcasts, I've had my run-ins with doctors, and holy shit. I mean, if you live anywhere in Canada, you understand. Ever since COVID, I mean, there's been an explosion of doctors. Coming from everywhere, from the States, overseas, and honestly, most of these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. I mean, they probably had some shit going on in their countries and said, fuck it, we're going to go to Canada here and, I don't know, see if we can get away with shit here, but it's not any better. And she said, yep, totally disregarded, the whole thing there. I'm like, oh, fuck figures. Until one day he calls me in and says, he's been having seizures and we didn't know, and I'm like, how can you not know, like, when a kid is having seizures? I mean, like, if he's in a classroom, like, how the fuck can you, this is crazy. Again, ladies and gentlemen, let me point out, this is an online dating podcast. I'm supposed to be talking about just simple things like online dating. This is, sometimes you gotta, almost become a doctor here. I just want to point this out. Anyways, so she said, before I even listen, he's in, a certain place right now, and just trying to figure things out, whatever. So I'm like, okay. And she's like, anyways, I mean, she tells me all this, and then at one point she says, anyways, visions of riding you await me in my dreams. Good night. So in my head, I'm like, so on top of that, she still likes me. Okay, that's cool, I guess. But maybe this isn't your biggest priority right now. Maybe, you know, maybe there's other things you should be thinking about, And I even said, well, you sure know how to leave on a high note. So that's nice, I guess. You know, uh, same to you. I'll probably play a little, but yeah, you know, and of course, I think we're all grown here. I think we all know what she's talking about, but yeah. And then it's one of those things where she says goodnight, but she's still talking, and I'm responding, so she has to feel like she has to talk to me, whatever, and then she says this. She says, "I freaking love you." Like, I mean, your voice, your face, your sense of humor, your personality, your honesty, and you like sex. Bonus. Don't freak out. You're asking a lot here. I don't have a wedding dress picked or anything, lol. I don't mean it like that. I said, thank you. I hope not. LOL. No, I've already got one. Just kidding. Yes, someone wanted to trash it, and I wasn't able to see it ruined. I might repurpose it. I said, are you serious? And she's like, yeah, I like old. It's a classic. I'm not using it for my own wedding in not going to have. Okay. Hey, I can do amazing things. You'd be surprised at the things I've done. Well, so far, yeah, yeah, you definitely surprised me. Yeah, I would say so. You know, I made my Christmas tree this year. Does that mean you actually like grew a Christmas tree, or I don't know, like are you actually Jesus, or I make jewelry, blankets, decor. I laid the floors in my house. I can do pretty much anything. I draw, sketch, paint, and do carbon transfers. I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know what that means. And then again, she just keeps going here. And she's like, anyways, I get this message last night from, the dating website. Hey, baby, I can come over and I can make love to you bareback, and I'll bring liquor, in brackets, spelled Likor. That's classy. And pot. I replied, I'm good. Sorry, I am busy doing anything else. First message sent, block. Okay, so she's got standards. That's good. It's good to see. Thinks he's pretty special. Fit and tattooed. Used to be a stripper. Good luck, ladies. Okay. And then she's like, but I'm gonna make, or I look forward to making pie tonight. Okay. Again, she can be very random at times. She also mentioned that she just kicked out a guy just before Christmas. She again, it seems like she knows what she wants. She even sent me like a picture of me that I sent her, and this is my favorite picture of you. I'd like your freaking smile. Thank you. Thank you very much. And she said, honestly, when I came across your profile, I just stopped and looked it you for what seemed like forever. And I kept thinking, why do I feel so drawn to this? Huh. I was like, really? Why do you think? You know, I mean, I've already been a doctor here. I must be a therapist too. I really don't know exactly, but it was this feeling that came over me that I haven't felt before. And I said, okay, that's great. I'm I'm glad I could make you happy. You know, of course you can. You know, you made me smile many times. Okay, so and then she sends me profiles that hit on her, older guys, much older guys. That I thought when she sent me this picture, it was her grandpa. Single over 40 years. Hockey season is beard time. Okay. Another guy, he knows how to make a tight turban. Busy dad of two, lives an active and sometimes crazy life, martial artist, fitness fanatic. Spend my free time doing jujitsu. All right. It's hard to do jujitsu when you're wearing a suit, but okay. Ladies, is this something that you girls always got to put up with, or just yeah? I don't know. Maybe it's bringing back memories. Who knows? Um, Ew. I don't want 60-year-olds. I'm old, but not that old. You know. And she's like I don't know, a year older than me. You know. No big deal. She seems to have a good sense of humor too. She's like, I think she's gonna go outside, shovel some snow or something, and she goes, "I'm not going pantyless in the snow." And then I go, "Why not?" You know. And then she says, "Might get chapped lips." I get it. I get it. Pussy. Uh, I don't menstruate either, so that's kind of a bonus. And then I messaged her, well, that's attractive. If I'm wearing a short dress in all white, basically, I never wear them because I wear dresses all the time without. All right, good to know. Uh, I mean, you might have to stock up on some paper towel dating a woman like this, but and then I asked her something. Let's try to figure out what it is. I don't, or I know I don't. I just mean it would be nice to clean up and have fresh clothes, etc., for someone, rather than to do it and spend time with myself in bold caps. I'm like, okay, no worries. I thought so. I do shower daily. LOL. That's nice. It just sucks to be by myself every single day. And she does like time by herself, but at the same time she does feel a little lonely. She said I don't have wrestling gear, whatever that means. And then she said at one point that I think her bills were going up on her card or debit card, credit card, whatever. And I think she mentioned that her son like actually might have access to those numbers, and I go like, your son has access to your cards, dude. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you gotta, yeah. And then she said she had to like change the cards and waiting for a new debit card, and holy shit. And apparently he has like access to her phone, and I don't know, it sounds like he can run up that bill too. And like I ask her like, why does he have access to all this? And like she never really answers. She just says like, oh, he can come by whenever he wants. She has to just arrange rides, and I don't know. I can never really get like a straight answer. It seems like she just lets this kid like do whatever the fuck he wants. And I even said again, like, I mean, it seems like he can come over whenever he wants. Why can't he just stay there? And she said the only reason he can't live with me is the fear, his violence on me. He's bigger than I am, you know? So, like, so in my head, I'm like, well, if he visits you, like, Can't he just do the same thing on a visit? And then she answers, what the fuck? And I said, yeah, my words exactly. And she says, well, you must not know me. Because I would never lie about my kids. No one understands it unless they lived it. He has Tourette's, XYY syndrome, autistic, ADHD, ODD, OCD. Wow, that's is it really possible to have all those things at once? Really? I mean, I'd holy shit. And then she said, if he actually lived with me, would have to pull out, meaning they would have no control over anything. He could snap at visits and I call them, they come, they aren't there. I can only hope to call the police. You can say many things about me, but please don't consider me a liar, because I hate lies. I mean, there should be a lot of other things you should really hate in this world, especially being feared by your own kid. But I mean, this is fucking crazy, you know. And I'm like, you can't live like this, all that. And, she's like, okay, you have your right to think so, but I was not. I was so freaking happy to hear from you today. I was smiling like a kid, and then it changed. I was actually feeling really good today. Okay. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of, flip-flopping emotions here. I mean, it looks like she's on cloud nine, and all of a sudden she's just down the dumps, and then she's fucking, pissed off, and it's a lot to deal with. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is just one person talking to someone, for, online dating. Just, this isn't like a therapy session. This is just, another day on the lovely, dating apps. And at this point, I still don't fucking believe this. I mean, there's no way. I think she's lying. I said, maybe you're lying. I don't know. And then she's like, no, I didn't. I would never intentionally hurt or lie to anyone. I'm heartbroken. I put everything into this with you, and it's always me losing in the end. And now I'm thinking, I mean, she's really fucking crazy, considering that we've never met before, or I don't know what all in this you're talking about here. We're just talking here. Holy shit. And I'm like, yeah, well, it seems like you're talking to other guys too, and whatever. And, she's like, what? I can't believe I chose you. You said exactly the same thing as the men in my past. Only difference is they abused me and I let it happen. I've never treated anyone like shit, but I'm for sure gonna stay single since I'm such a horrible person. I was just staying to feel good about a decent person in my life where we could build and support one another, and boom, here we are. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the fuck to say to all this. And I don't know what she meant by boom, And then I just text her back, boom. I don't know. Sounds like we're playing Battleship here. And then she's like, I am never going to be okay after this. Wish you all the best. And I'm like, are you joking? It feels like a like a fucking soap opera. Like we've never met before, And then she says 2 days is $88 for the train, and she's talking about like taking like shuttle buses and shit to see me, I guess. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you just said you're gone, and then she sends me a topless picture. And I'm like, she is fucking all over the place. And then she sends me like 2 pictures of drills. which, I'm sure, is symbolizing the obvious thing at this point. But, I'm thinking to myself, like, she is fucking crazy, And then she kind of like disappears for a while, and then I'm like, thank you, God. And then she'll reappear, and she'll text me like, how's my obsession tonight? And I go, well, disturbing. So disturbing, she disappears, and then she says, well, I didn't want to fuck up and say something else. And in my head, I'm like, what else can you say? You know what I mean? Like, what, it's like fucking Dr. Phil times 100 here. And I said, but you always do, you always do say something to fuck everything up, it seems like, And then she's like, I know, I'm trying to change. The past couple days have been very hard for me, emotionally, And then she sends me another picture, and she says, I'm covered in hives. And I go, okay, why? And surprise, surprise, she doesn't answer, and, the mystery continues. And then she's telling me about a lot of the crime that's happening in her area, but I don't have a choice to live here, and, she's in housing, and, they're going to boot me out of my house, and, and because I don't need a 2-bedroom, and, it's shitty. I told you I had to transfer, didn't I? It's because it's just me now. No kids or man. Oh, yeah. You're only allowed one refusal, which means if I don't take it, I'll be taken off the list and end up being homeless. My ex wanted 3 cats, couldn't even take one. So now I've got to deal with the allergy of my cat. He's long-haired. I have them registered and chipped. I've been trying to get them home. And then she sends me a video of herself, and like she seems like pretty cleaned up, you know what I mean? Like makeup and all that. And I'm just waiting for the actual question, like, when can you send me money? You know what I mean? Like we all know this is what this is, coming to. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, this is crazy. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. And then she's telling me, oh, I found this one place, and it's very cheap, but it's a creepy building, like the neighbor's door looks like an axe was taken to it, but, she's showing me her place or possible new place, and it looks very nice, Here's some pics. I have home security, so that should be okay, I hope. Nowhere to put my son, but again, I don't have a lot of choices, So, yeah. Oh my God, it's been months and he just doesn't stop. I've blocked him and everything, but he still gets a hold of me. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. And I'm like, who? My ex. Shit. Okay, I'm calling my cell phone company or something. He's fucking tracking me. Sorry. Just freaked out for a minute. Don't worry. I'm going to get this figured out. Oh, I'm not worried. Don't worry. I live nowhere near you. I didn't tell her that, but, in my head, I'm like, this is fucking crazy. As always. He changed his number. He literally had me on the app Life 360 and can see everywhere. I am at all times. I just remembered that. So I have no idea what this app is. I'm assuming it's like, I don't know, maybe you can track somebody, I guess, and, that's fucking crazy. I clued in when he said my battery was at 13%. The app tells you that. For future reference, if you ever talk about anything important, tell people not to use Life 360. Okay, that's it's good to know. It's some good advice. Good advice. Okay. Wow. The plot just thickens every few seconds. And here's something she sent me. She says, okay, this is so embarrassing, but my friend talked me into a makeover, spray silver on my hair last night. See how much my hair has grown. Now, it almost looks like this picture, like she's going undercover. She's got a shit ton of makeup on, different wig. She might actually go into hiding. I don't know. Like at this point, I really do feel like I'm watching an episode of Forensic Files. But yeah, And then she's like, about my ex, so she knows about everything. We made a plan in case he comes out, anything happens. The end of the video is being with the wrong man. Oh, no shit. Wow. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't have the best luck to, towards men here. And then she says, I can't wait to have some money. And I said, me too. She said, so it would be safe to say that I would at least be spending the night, right? And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, she still thinks she's coming over, eh? I mean, I'm like, this is gonna, I'm trying to play along here, like, yeah, I'm a gentleman, all that, but in my head, I'm like, this is like, I keep in mind, I haven't told her anything. Like, I'm not telling her where I live, where, like, nothing. This is like, this is all just entertainment at this point. But I mean, this is crazy. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is just one person off a dating app. This is how crazy it gets. So, and then she said, you might not want me to leave. And I would not blame you, but I'm warning you, I'm that damn good. And yes, I'm only joking and not at all being creepy. That is beyond bullshit. And then she said, okay, you're right. I guess maybe I get stupid at night. Just at night. And yes, I'm horny. Can't help it. You made me do it. Again, more bullshit. No, I mean, I don't want it to just be like that, like a song that's a one-hit wonder and then they're gone. Okay? She said okay. Can you imagine paying $140 a month and everything is included? Heat, water, hydro, even a $10 package deal for internet. I'm going to be cutting a lot of bills down, so I'll actually be able to have some money. Well, no, I mean, unless this is, 1955, no, I don't believe you at all. No, this is, no. Well, at least I'll be an independent woman. That's sexy, right? Sure. Sure it is. I appreciate that we've gotten a chance to kind of know one another. Well, that's one of us, at least. I'm already scared to go there on my own. Yeah, me too. Me too. It's, I could really read more, but I mean, like I don't think anybody would believe this. I mean, she's basically thinks she's actually coming here, and it's really, I mean, because again, like you see these stories online about like people giving money to someone they never met, or playing this whole fantasy in their head, and like it really is crazy. Cave woman want your bone. Oh my God, I must need bed. I'm getting duh again. But that's making me a pervert. I'll suck on your bone. I mean bong. Wow. Um, and then she talks about her account growing there online, and then she said, "LOL." One guy, thanks for giving him tight pants at work. Huh. Did your parents practice circumcision? Oh my God, I'm stupid again. I mean, let's forget about the disturbing factor and, the promiscuous feeling again. But I don't think the stupid ever left you. My grandpa had it done at 89 years old. Again, I don't know where this comes up in conversation. Uh, he was 93 when he died. He had a few good years. I can't imagine why anybody would get a circumcision at 89. But again, I mean, I could have asked her, but I didn't want to go down this rabbit hole. And then she told me she's been losing weight because she's waiting for her check to come in at the end of the month. And then, she said, sorry, I stabbed myself with a mirror piece on accident, of course. And I'm like, well, I hope so. Are you okay? And she said, yeah, I finally got it to stop bleeding. Okay. Hey, sorry I've been MIA. I'm very ill. Yeah, I know. I had to call an ambulance yesterday. And she said it's because of her heart. It was racing and my body was aching. And now I have 28 days to move. Not much going my way. My birthday is coming. They think it's something neurological. I would recommend a brain scan. That's just me, but all right. But what's scary? Oh, this is the scary part coming up. Got it. Okay, so everything else has just been, an interlude. Got it. Is they keep telling me my heart is tiny. They said it's like a kid-size heart. I've been busy, kind of being a petty bitch. I'm getting the X car towed and had him taken off my cell phone plan. This car has been sitting here unmoved for 2 years. Sorry things have gone down kind of like Trump did. Now I'm rushing to get everything done, packing and laundry and all the fun stuff in between. I haven't forgotten about you. Fuck. This is crazy, And at one point, I just text her back. I'm like, Trump? Crazy? Huh? That was just a joke. I wasn't expecting it this fast. I love your voice. Your rare sweetness. Rare. Your humor, etc. You always make me smile. Every time. I know, and I do too. It's love to see you as well. Timing is shit. I got a couple weeks left. And my birthday is next week. But would you ever come visit me? Wow. ladies and gentlemen, do I even have to say anything at this point? Or I meant if we see more of each other. Uh, wow. I mean, I want to see you naked. So I was thinking about you, came 3 times, just saying. Did you see my live last night? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to think of all this. I really don't. You know? And of course, I said no, because I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. And she said, I had a lot of compliments. I bet. I was wearing a lace shirt. So now I'm thinking, like, is she on OnlyFans or something? Like, is she, you know? But then if she was on OnlyFans, she wouldn't be complaining about money, right? I mean, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, maybe she thinks I'm somebody else, I guess. I mean, like, who the fuck knows? And then she tells me about this, I guess, fantasy or dream she had of me. I don't know. We went out for a drink and evening snack. It was very flirty. I was wearing a dress, nothing under. Later, you were sitting in a chair, and I came over and sat on top of you, kissing you. You pulled up my dress and rubbing my thighs and ass. Then you were kissing me down to my chest. It was hot. Hot little flame emoji face and sweating emoji face, whatever. And then she says, but it was like we've known one another forever. It was amazing. Good vibration and conversation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I've never met this person. I have to just keep reminding the public this, It it's crazy. It really is crazy. No one is attracted to this. We all know that. But, I don't know what kind of hustle she's got going on here. And at one point, she sends me a picture of her kid doing karate. And look at my boy, a yellow belt, and he's blind. Oh, God. I mean, if that kid is blind, I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. It's so fucking up and down here. You know, and she's just talking about her whole thing with her kid and moving, and it just goes on and on and on. And I'm like, that's cool, no worries. Things will end up good, I guess. I mean, I the fuck do I know? But then she says, like, but you're still important in my life. Someone you've never met before, who basically you're telling their whole life story to. Never again. Let me point that out again. Never met before. It really is crazy. I mean, it probably is a hustle, but at the same time, could be real. I mean, it's crazy. It's all. It really puts a lot of things in perspective. I mean, I've always said that there's a lot of crazy, people and stuff online, whatever. But holy shit! I mean, this whole situation just takes it to a whole new level. And then she would always disappear and then come back, and I guess she's in the FBI, I guess. And then she's like, I'm so beyond exhausted, but I'm happy I finally got to text you. I should always like throw one of those in. You know what I mean? So my phone was off for 8 days and you didn't notice. Well, I was happy for 8 days, so maybe that's why. And then she's like, recently, but that's only because I've been so busy, and and I fishy have my phone. I don't know. That could mean so many fucking things. I can't even believe you said that. I'm gonna just let you be. Sorry for messaging you. And I don't know. I must have said I don't believe it or it's bullshit or whatever. And I don't know. Again, she's very off and on. Just holy shit. She's like, if you only knew. Wish you luck. She's wished me luck many, many times, and yet she keeps responding. So how lucky could I be? How lucky could one guy be? I never kissed her, and she wants to fuck me. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. She's like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I'm just trying to tell her, look, basically, this isn't normal. I've had it up to here with this, and there's only so much a guy can take, and even for entertainment purposes, I'm just like, this is like fucking crazy, And then, she even said like she's been through a lot, and yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's been going on. So, and then she said, you asshole, you don't know what I've actually went through this week. I couldn't say anything. I was raped. And yeah, I'm leaving. So I'm like, fuck, this is, I mean, I don't know, like, what do you say to this? You know what I mean? Like, this is, I mean, again, is she making this up? Is it, has she gone like full schizophrenic on me? You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck knows? Right? And then I'm like, whatever, fine, explain it. So, she's like, this scumbag right here has to get up and do more work and has an appointment at the courthouse. And not a fucking person in the world will ever fill my paycheck. I'm done with men, with women. That's the first I'm hearing of this now. Anyone. And I said, you didn't answer my question, like, what happened? She's just, like, again, just, it's all coming out here, I guess, or who knows? And, I don't have to answer your question. I was excited to be able to text you and said I missed talking to you because we joked about us not talking as often. No, we didn't. I did not see this coming. You say or think what you want. I just wanted to chat with you. Women like me, we deserve it right. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just like, this is, again, what do I do here, ladies and gentlemen? What the fuck do I do here? I mean, it's like I'm talking to 20 different people at once. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. And, and she's like, nope, definitely not funny. I mean, I don't think this is funny either, so. And she's like, bye. And then she sends me another picture where, I don't know, she looks kind of sleepy or whatever. And I don't like every picture she sends me is just, I mean, some of them look like they have filters, more makeup. I don't know. Who the fuck knows what's going on here? Different wigs, And then she's like, listen, your investigation skills aren't the best. When it happened, that I did go on live or live, who knows, because I was struggling and my best friend suggested that instead of staying at home alone about it, I ended the live or live because everyone kept asking what's wrong. I seemed different. I don't care if you think I'm lying or not. I don't owe you anything, especially now that video was before. And I shouldn't have to explain myself about a story disguising fat fuck of a man that can't keep his hands or dick to himself. So, again, I mean, I'm assuming she's describing what happened to her, and this actually did happen to her. You know, and then at one point she says like 300-pound belly flapping. He was 555 pounds. I'm just stunned at this point. I mean, this might be one of the craziest situations I've dealt with in this podcast. Period. I mean, this is just she's all over the place, and I don't know whether to take her seriously or she's fucking with me. I really don't know. So. And then she says, you know why women don't talk or report what happened to them? You are a prime example. How dare you judge me or my situation? I didn't fucking ask for it, nor did I plan it. Now, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't say anything to her. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on here. Is she okay? All that. So that's it. There's nothing to judge here. I don't know. I don't even know what she's talking about. I really don't. I don't know what's the truth or whatever. So, again, she probably thinks she's talking to someone else. Who knows? Women get blamed and interrogated more than the person who committed it. You imply that because I'm on TikTok, I'm scamming and lying. I've never used a person for anything. You would know that if you knew me, you put it all on me and went nuts. I read through the messages. I did nothing wrong, and I won't give apologies for that. No matter what your opinion or thoughts on me, you truly missed out on the realest person. I never lied to you or anything. Just because people comment on my videos does not make me a target for hate from you. I hope you learn from this and adjust your morals and judgment accordingly. That is all I have to say to you. Have the life you deserve. Wow. So at this point, I mean, I don't know if she's like threatening me or I don't know. With videos, what the fuck is she talking about? I mean, I mentioned before that, I would scroll, but I didn't pay attention to these videos. I mean, I don't care, ladies and gentlemen. I'm busy making my own pointless videos. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, damn. I mean, I don't know. Clearly, clearly, a lot of things have happened to her in her life, and she's just, I don't know, having a nervous breakdown, I guess. And, I don't know. It's crazy, And I'm like, and at one point I just say, look, are you going to leave me alone or are you going to keep blaming me for all your problems? I mean, again, I've never met this person. I don't know this person. You know what I mean? It really is crazy. It's really surreal. I mean, and she's like, you are a piece of shit. Don't you ever accuse me of lying about that. I hope someone you love gets hurt and no one believes them. Fuck you. Now I'm done. Wow. That is it's pretty crazy. I didn't blame you for shit. You did. You acted like a pure ass, and I'm glad I know now. And again, I'm just. I mean, this must be a scam that blew up in her face. I guess I don't know. Who knows? But she's like, keep going. I'll be sure to show duty counsel when I see them. And at this point, I'm just laughing. I'm like, oh, duty counsel? What the fuck is she talking about? And then she goes, because I did report it, but you didn't know that. Go away. So I'm like, all right, that's okay. So she's going to leave me alone. I think we're good. So I'm like, okay, cool. So Stop texting me. That's twice now I've asked. Now leave me alone, please. I'm like, yep, just that's cool. It's cool. So I told her leave me alone, and that's it. So and I told her like you're scaring me. I mean, like it's just chill and just leave it be. And she's like, yep, you win. Now leave me alone. Police are on their way, and I'm gonna report everything. Thanks to you. So good job. You made me realize that men are disgusting pigs, and I'm done with being a doormat. Please leave me alone. And yet she keeps calling me. And then at one point I screenshot it and I sent it to her. I said, this is your number, right? So why do you keep calling me? And it just keeps going back and forth. And, I'm going to call the cops on you. I'm like, go ahead. I don't care. I don't know. I don't know. Everyone watches the movies and thinks they can just call the cops and they just show up in 2 seconds. But, I've done nothing wrong here. Go for it. I mean, like maybe something really did happen to her that's bad, and maybe she's like just freaking on every other guy or whatever. But who knows? I don't want to be part of this shit. And then she goes, joking at all. I'm reporting both you and the fucking pig. Last time, leave me alone. And I even texted her back. I said, "What pig? I don't have a pig. I don't know. What do you think this is? Charlotte's Web?" And then I think finally she left me alone, but I don't know, just be on the safe side here. To be honest with you, I actually did call the cops and just report the number just in case, and it took a little while because surprise, surprise, Toronto will put you on hold forever, and report it, and there you go. And then they said they'll call you back with the confirmation. I'm like, cool. Then I got a call back, and I said, okay, good. You guys got the confirmation? They said, what are you talking about? I said, I just called you guys. And they said, well, someone called us about you. I'm like, who? The person here. So I'm like, holy fuck, this is crazy. So, listen, I told her, leave me alone. Okay? I don't want to bother her. I never wanted to bother her. My God. It's just insane. Okay? She's clearly got a lot of problems. Schizophrenic, for sure. I mean, that goes without saying. But, it's crazy. And ladies and gentlemen, after all this, what's even crazier is like, she would still show up on like my TikTok feed, right? I don't know, they just do that automatically, I guess. I'm just like, holy shit, I gotta get rid of this and block this account. And but this is the crazy world of online dating. It really is. And I'll be honest with you, after this it was just exhausting. I was like, wow, this is like, I mean, sometimes you want to just wrap it up, and sometimes you just want to see where it goes, and maybe it's an interesting story for a podcast. But my God, I mean, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. And who knows? Was she telling the truth about what happened to her? I mean, who knows? I don't know. I mean, a guy that weighed 555 pounds. I mean, holy shit, that's a big boy. I mean, my God. But is she? I mean, who knows? I don't know. I mean, I hope to God she's lying. I really do. I mean, but if she's telling the truth, then that is fucking crazy what happened to her. And yeah, she's got to report it right away. Now, there's a number I looked up on Google here. I mean, I'm in Canada, so I don't know if that helps anybody else in the world. You're going to have to Google it yourself. But in Canada, there's a number called 1-855-310 COPE, which is 2673. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week. And as you can tell by the sound of my voice, ladies and gentlemen, I'm exhausted after this. I really am. I mean, this is It's crazy. And, the one thing I've absolutely learned from this is, doing the whole online dating thing is pretty crazy. But the one thing I can just recommend for anybody is if you see like any red flags, I mean, don't engage. I mean, worst case scenario, just report it if they're harassing you, and you know, just nip it in the bud. I mean, in the end, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. But I mean, assuming if this woman is telling the truth, I wish her all the best, and I hope she gets help. And sorry for all this stuff that has happened to her in her life. But at the same time, more advice to anybody else out there, including her: don't blame stuff that's happened to you on other people. Look at it from their perspective. They don't know you. They've never met you. They don't know what the fuck is going on. Okay, I'm not trying to sound like a bad guy here, but at the same time, we don't know. All we have in front of us is a screen. That's it. So, but in the end, just be careful out there, everybody. All right. So, oof, this one is it's been a doozy, that's for sure. But but to be honest, I'm actually glad I did a podcast like this because it makes people aware of, like, I mean, there's people online that, okay, they want to have some fun, or, they just almost treat it like a hobby, But there's people out there that, yeah, that have some serious problems out there, and they just don't know how to cope with it. And, they blame everyone else for their problems. And in many ways, it's not their fault because, I mean, they could have like a mental disability, and they just don't know like how to deal with it. A lot of times they look for, you know, friends or lovers online, and I don't think online dating is really meant for that. I really don't. I think you have to see someone in person and get some real professional help. That's just the best advice I can give to anybody out there. Okay, so I hope this has been a very informative episode of Computer Love, part 98.
Advocates say there needs to be more affordable housing options for women with children that's close to schools, stores, and transit.
Because if you don't have housing when you have children, you're almost certainly going to have your children apprehended. The system expects your children to have a roof over their heads.